Alexandra, when we talk about worshiping her, what comes up for you?
Wonderful topic to contemplate on. And I feel my last years were all about worshiping her, but especially the last 1.5. I went off birth control in 2019. And I think has been the stage of like really getting in touch with feminine energy. Last year around Corona, like I think in April or May, I stopped having my period for 6 months. So it came quite late actually. And I was like suddenly feeling, oh, like I'm not a woman anymore, And like you knew it has to do something with the birth control or anything, but I was like, okay, so now this is the sign of the body, feminine energy, what is going on here? And I started reading and practicing the book, I think In the Flow, like it just helped me a lot, like putting like some understanding to the cycle on it, and just putting me back into my feminine, like listening back to what my vagina has to say, what my womb has to say, what is actually happening in a whole phase of ovulation. Because actually I've never been really a woman before. Let's be honest. I went to birth control, I think maybe in the first half a year after I got my period. And so this like whole hormonal part of being a woman, I did just experience now just very lately. And then also, of course, the body needed to adjust, and I was just not ready for it yet. And for me, worshiping her really means to be in tune with my feminine human side, what is the whole hormonal phase, and feeling really everything through. And now I bleed with the moon and I feel like a witch, and I'm celebrating like this, like this beautiful part, and also celebrating when it came back. Like at one point I was reading, like feminine energy is really about rituals and witchy, and I was like, okay, so I'm doing some witchy stuff now. And I started putting tarot cards around, and I put incense everywhere, and was like singing. It was one night I was singing because I was like, I want to invite the period to come, feminine energy, come, let me bleed, I'm singing for you. So, and I feel really that connection to all those rituals. For me, it's very witchy energy, actually, the feminine, and like this magic powers that our flow has. And I mean, we give birth, right? We create life, and we create life in so many ways. I mean, I did not give birth yet, but I can just assume it's going to happen. I was given birth, and and this is it's just such a precious gift we get, like this music instrument of a female body. And at the same time, I also noticed how much masculine traits I have had focused on before. And then I was just focusing on the feminine, letting the masculine, let it go for some time, until I had my feminine in place. I was bleeding, I was feeling fine, and then step by step get the masculine and good, I would say, in a conscious way back. Yeah, like it's really that capital H, like the him and her, right? Like it's I think I had a non-capital him before, and now I can use him as a beautiful source of direction and vision. And I just think for me comes just like, I want to educate every girl, like what I did not have, like of this whole womanhood, like when you, and not put you on birth control and saying everything stays the same. But you basically I flattered myself out. I feel like I flattered myself pregnant for most of the part. And now it's just coming to the magic of being a woman and coming into the body. I just experienced, through a period, actually. So that's what's coming up. Thank you for that wonderful part of the conversation and your book, Steena. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Alexandra. you know, that masculine and feminine energy is different. I can so relate with you. I know for myself, I was really operating with that masculine energy, that competitive energy. And it, and the more I embrace my feminine side and start to recognize that my whole body has a voice and it's always speaking to me, if only I would slow down to listen. And the more I've been able to do that, the more in touch I have been with my body. And when I'm more connected to my body, I'm more empowered to have conversations about that. And as I had mentioned, I have an adult daughter who, you know, I was raised just not to speak about a lot of this stuff, even our menstrual cycle. I was just raised to just keep that private. Just, you know, look after yourself and don't announce it, right? And certainly in social circles, it was a little taboo as well. And, you know, Alexandra, you talk about witches and you talk about tapping into that energy that really society has been asking us to conform and not break the norms, right? Which is why witches in the past were looked at as these, you know, well, they were really just operating from their intuition and they were really just in tune with themselves. And to the external world, that is fucking powerful. And a woman who possesses that much power in her feminine energy, well, they weren't sure what to do with that. Right. And I think that, you know, I'm just so excited to be part of this circle of women who really vibes at that high energy and is not interested in doing things the old way, doing things the way they've always been done. This is a group of women, as we share our stories, that is interested in bringing it all to the light, because we've all come to our realizations. And certainly, Steena, you teach this as well, that we can, you know, love both sides of ourselves, right? The dark and the light. So good.